We had how many professors were taking money from China?
There's 100 at Harvard, at least, according to the list.
Right now, you're saying there's 100?
It says something like that. I don't know if the list we have are real or fake. We're verifying.
Holy cow.
Okay, that could be dangerously irresponsible.
No, I said it. We don't know. We know that the list being used to blackmail people has that on there, which is what's important. You know? In other words, we don't know if what we're looking at is both real and fake or mixed in between. But all three of those scenarios are very troubling.
Should I have called security before you guys came on to report this kind of stuff?
Well, the FBI called us the other day, actually, unsolicited.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I heard they also called someone else, but that,
I think
he committed voter fraud.
No.
They thought he might.
I don't know if I can talk about it. I don't know if Adam's talked about it yet, but he got a bit from
I don't
the FBI.
know him. I just saw someone sent me the tweet.
Nothing to do with fraud or anything.
Okay. Well, ours was, I got a voicemail from somebody, I'm not going to say the name, out of the blue, and the voicemail was, I thought it was a prank. Hey, this is the Los Angeles Bureau of the FBI. I've never talked to the FBI. FBI has never called me. Once advice when we unmasked the Syrian Electronic Armies, like 15
I remember that.
They came to the office. I talked to the CTO. Get out of here. Like, I don't want to talk. And so they call and they were like, hey, we're a big fan of your work. Like, I'm like, or they didn't say that. They said, we heard you have a tip. They said that later when I called them back. They said, we heard you have a tip. We got a tip that you have a tip that you want to tell us. That was what they left a message on. I could play it for you, but I don't want to.
I heard from a guy that you got something to say.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is not real. Right. And so I called a lawyer, and they were like, you need to call the switchboard because we've had some issues with this. Find out if they're real, verify the number, and then let us know. And so I did that. Turns out they were real, and they work in the cyber crimes division. I said, I don't have any tips for you. I appreciate your kind words. Just watch our videos, and that'll be your tip.
Yeah.
So then I found out later that they were actually, well, we'll get into that another time.
Yeah.
Okay. Earlier this year, Mike Pompeo said that we have been infiltrated at all levels by the Chinese.
I was like, he's right, and it's been like that for a while.
Yeah, that's
so. Wait. I assumed you would say something like, yeah. You're just saying like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sorry. We've been like looking at this for months now, so I guess I'm a little desensitized to it.
I'm like, wait, hold on. You have a list of compromised individuals.
That's insane, you guys.
No, we don't have that. Like we're not saying that. We have the list that Guo he did scrape.
Well, we have a list that's been scraped, and I know a lot about what Guo was looking for just because I've read like thousands of pages of depositions and court documents at this point, and I know specifically he was looking for specific people, and 15 of those people had basically their records it's illegal to look up their records because they are people who are either being investigated or are cooperating with the government right now.
So wait, he was trying to find who the compromised people were?
Yes. Well, no. He was trying to find, I wouldn't say they're necessarily compromised. These 15 people are records protected, basically. Yeah. So whether those are, a lot of people allege that he's a dissident hunter, and a lot of people say he's outing Chinese spies within the U.S. So it's sort of this question is like, are these... is he actually looking for people who are cooperating with the government, or is he looking for people who are Chinese spies? So that's the really big question that we've been investigating. And we ended up with a list that we're working off of very slowly.
You have names?
And we're not going to name any names.
Oh, man, smarter than that.
You want to be careful about what you ask for, Tim.
Really. I'm excited. But yeah, so... We're going to be coming out with a lot more just in the process of this reporting.
Is the next video up yet?
Yeah, so we just uploaded episode 2 of Scanner Investigates.
Continue, sorry.
And this one specifically, some of the investigating we've done around Elliot Broidy, and there's still more that we're doing with that, but specifically we went looking into some of the documents. One of which was a draft, basically a calculation of MRAP parts, armored vehicles. We talked a little bit about this earlier, but basically we went to Colorado to visit an office that used to make these kinds of deals to authenticate a certain document, which they did for us. So people can go watch it and get a kind of bigger picture. It's a very small part of this story that we're going to be continuing to report on. But yeah, episode 2's up now.
No, go ahead.
This spans administrations. You were saying
it appears from some of the documents that we have. It appears to start in 2015.
Interesting.
So whether it involves Obama directly, we can't say for sure because he's not mentioned in the 2015.
It's
documents.
a bit.
This is difficult to piece together. I think you guys have been like staring at everything.
Why don't we read the top letter off that pile of documents?
Sure.
Can we read that?
Yeah, give us the elevator pitch.
So this
What's
is
happening?
literally what's on top, the first page on a packet of documents that we got that we can only assume were used to leverage something somebody wanted, because it's like what you would give to someone to be like, you're effed, right?
Wow.
You're effed, and you better do what I say because I got you on this. So if you come after me,
So it's damning
yes.
information used to blackmail somebody.
well, it's all from what we believe to be evidence servers. So you do the math.
Evidence, like government servers.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Somebody broke into government servers.
Or
Where-
someone wiped them and made copies and gave it.
What?
And they're publicly available, which is, you'll see why
Oh
that's
yeah, they're
important.
publicly available. You
No
just
one
gotta
knows
know where to
look.
look.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we
geez.
figured that out.
So what's the
Snap.
who's trying to do what? What's the
We
what's
don't
the
know.
end
That's
game?
what we're trying to
Do
figure
you
out.
want me to read the top letter?
Yeah, let's read that.
Yeah,
Okay.
do it.
Okay, we do read this in our first episode, and then we referred back to it in our second episode. But I'll just read it real quick. And this is an email from Elliot Broidy to Elliot Broidy, which
So
you know,
and who is he?
Elliot Broidy is what was his title
The
again?
former co-chair, finance co-chair of the
Republican
RNC.
National Convention.
And Michael
Committee.
Cohen was as well, and he got indicted way back
Yeah.
when. Everyone knows that. And so was Steve Wynn, and he got some troubles with the ladies, the massages.
All right.
You might remember.
Of course.
So
and,
they all?
Yeah. And then Elliot Broidy, you know.
Broidy also has an open source intelligence company called Cercinus, which has gotten awarded contracts from the government before. So this is, it's, you know, have you ever sent an email to yourself just like of information?
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is an email to himself.
Right.
And one of several drafts that over the next couple of years, there's different iterations
Mhm.
of. Yeah.
So it says, FYI, I'm closing an open source intelligence center installation in an Asian country. The focus will be improving counterterrorism efforts against ISIS. The country involved has good relations with China and the U.S. and offered a lucrative opportunity. China wants to extradite from the U.S. Guo Wengui, who is very critical of President Xi Jinping and now living as a fugitive in New York City. Guo defrauded many investors, including Abu Dhabi, for $3 billion. With elections coming up with China this fall, the Chinese want him to be kept quiet. I believe a negotiation can take place, which includes Abu Dhabi receiving its $3 billion back and Abu Dhabi extraditing Guo from the U.S. to Abu Dhabi. Later, Abu Dhabi would allow extradition to China. I was told China would pay us, and if the facts are indeed correct, I assume Abu Dhabi would feel obliged to pay a fee as well. Please check facts on your end. Thank you. And then this next part says, this information is strictly for you and MBZ only. You know who MBZ is?
Who's MBZ?
Okay, well, if you don't know who he is, you should look him up.
What just
But-
say it? Just what?
MBZ?
Yeah. So
yeah.
MBZ, I want to get his title correct. But he's a really prominent political figure he's Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but it's
I didn't want to butcher his name.
They call it
and I already
Mohammed bin
did.
Zayed.
Anyway. So Mohammed
Oh
bin
yeah,
Zayed.
yeah. Which country is it?
So he's Crown Prince of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi.
Interesting.
It's UAE.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wasn't he involved in the recent peace agreements with Trump and
Yes.
UAE and
yes,
Israel?
yes.
So this information is strictly for you and MBZ only. The Asian country involved is Malaysia. They are in dire need of closer relationship and cooperation with the U.S. I conveyed 3 important ways for Malaysia to cooperate and assist U.S. 1. Cooperate closely on counterterrorism efforts against ISIS, Al-Qaeda, etc. 2. Cooperate on North Korea, given their special long-term relationship. They can do much to help. And 3. Cooperate and act in a more balanced way with regard to China/U.S. This is very real. Along with items 1 to 3 above, which I requested, this additional item was offered to me to sweeten the deal, open source intelligence center deal. I am working on, which is $42 million per year and already agreed to. As you know, they have big legal issues from their sovereign fund and one MDB development fund, which we mentioned a little earlier.
Yeah.
Malaysia recently settled Abu Dhabi for $1.2 billion in debt repayment. Malaysia is receiving assistance from China. In fact, they received assistance to pay the settlement with Abu Dhabi. Malaysia wants me to assist them, and they stressed China as additional deals for me. I told them USA first, and I cannot and will not do defense or intel business with China. They told me to get involved on Guo, which is not sensitive to national security of US. But it is.
The irony of that last statement.
I would
is,
say
yeah,
it's a little bit.
a little
Yeah.
tiny bit.
Yeah, a
little bit.
So yes.
So What's the gist of this email? It is hard to follow.
It's very simple. There is a crime caper, and it's more interesting than any James Bond movie you've ever seen.
Interesting.
Guo took 2 sovereign wealth funds, so think of it like 2 hedge funds of $5 billion or a piece. These numbers aren't correct, but think about it that way, so simplify it. Slammed them together. One of them was a 1MDB, and, well, let's put it this way. He slammed multiple funds together, and the sparks that flew off, all these people tried to collect, right? And then to absolve themselves of the crime, because it was an international scandal, after Trump came in, they tried to approach various parties to get it dropped, right? And we have all the documents and the contracts between people like
Get what dropped, like the criminal investigation?
The criminal investigation on the U.S. side of the 1MDB scandal, because other international investigations were happening already, right? Wolf of Wall Street. Remember Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio kind of got caught up with it. That was the only headline America cares about, right? Is the movies. And J.Lo Tech was a executive producer on that film, was well known and loved throughout Hollywood. He was on the hot seat. So he hired actually Broidy's wife, Robin Broidy, who's an entertainment attorney. We have all the contracts, right? $75 million she was promised, plus a I don't know what the retainer was, but a fixed retainer if they could get it dropped within, or get the matter resolved, and the matter was the Wolf of Wall Street. So you got to do the math there, and that's all it said. And it was like an 8-page contract. $75 million if it was dropped within half a year, and then 50 if it was a year plus the retainer. I mean, these aren't small numbers, obviously. And J.Lo Tech was one of the supposed alleged architects behind this, and hasn't come back to the States in a while. Supposedly living in China, sort of.
The architect of the deal where they slammed the things together, or what?
Well, he took a lot of the money from the 1MDB fund and spent it on things like a yacht and jewelry, and his girlfriend at the time, who was like some Hollywood model. Yeah, she was a model. She had to return something like $6 or $8 billion or $1 million.
No, not billion.
Yeah, I'm sorry, $1 million dollars worth of jewelry.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
wow.
That's jewelry.
Wow, jewelry, yeah.
So I'm used to bigger numbers with this.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., so come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.